He put it together the way it was comfortable for him, and he ran it.
Yep.
And we started the event. What was it? June.
Yep.
June of, I want to say 2003.
Yep.
And with the Av, and we didn't get in. You know what I mean? Like nobody was coming through for like easily the first 3 months.
When you say nobody, you mean like empty room?
I mean, like when I say, like, I mean, like, you probably got more people in your chat room right now than we had on average.
Dang.
At our event for easily the first 3.5 months.
So as a promoter, were they break you upside the head like, yo, we need the bar?
Mm-hmm.
No, so it was an arrangement where you
I mean, the arrangement was a decent arrangement for an unproven first time event.
Right.
You know what I mean, in an establishment. You know, so
well, that's dope,
which
though.
was fine. Like, you know, we negotiated the deal. The deal was what it was, and you know what I mean, we rolled with it.
Right.
So, but like nobody was coming through. And so it got to a point where the owner at Apache was like, you know, y'all got literally like 1 more week, 1 to 2 more weeks to do this before I got to pull the plug because y'all not making me any money.
Right, because you got to turn electricity on, you got to pay the bartender, you got to pay the waitresses that's just sitting in there. Wow.
Right.
Interesting.
So, you know, so like I had the relationship, and I had to take the responsibility of telling Ox that this wasn't working out, and you know we something needs to be done.
Okay.
And you know, as disappointing as it was, he understood, and you know, I told him, I said, let's take a day and think about it, you know, and see what we can come up with.
Yep.
And so I think we took about 3 days.
Yep.
Well, he took about 2 to 3 days. He couldn't come up with anything.
All right.
And
So what was the difference between the concept of then and now? I mean, other than a name, was it a whole different concept?
Well, yeah. The whole idea, like so he decides to, you know, he said, well, I'm going to leave it up to you. You know what I mean? Whatever you come up with, you know what I mean, is fine with me. I just want to keep working. I want to keep DJing.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So, you know, 24 hours later, you know, I'm watching Fight Club and the movie Fight Club, and it's like, oh my God, that's perfect.
Oh, wow.
And so you know, I got our in-house graphic designer on it.
Yep.
You know, instead of, you know, Fight Club, let's call it Mike Club, and then like, you know, this whole
damn, I just thought about it. Now that you say that, not that it didn't hit my head now, but now when I think about your logo and your lettering, it was similar to that.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, just the whole idea was just building on the spirit of competition. Like the ad was more of a, hey, I got a new song I just finished in the studio. Let me come on in and get on stage and hear how it sounds on the big speakers and perform it in front of the people and see what happens. You know, all nicey, friendly.
Yeah, ain't nobody coming to that shit, man. I mean, you know, because I did an independent artist. I know how that is. Your family and friends might come out. Might come to you.
Exactly. Family and friends might come out.
And that's if you promote.
Yeah. So this thing, like my club, was anything but. You know, it's like, you know, and at the time, like the whole idea of battling, you know what I'm saying, you know, started coming up.
Right.
You know, battling live. freestyle battles. Like our company was born in the cypher. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we started this whole movement. Was just, in rhyme ciphers in downtown Atlanta.
Right.
Wherever we could on the train, at a stop, like whatever. That's what we were on.
Okay.
Like we're boom bap kids to the heart.
Right.
Right. So we started this thing, and I'm like, yeah, this is the idea, this is the concept, this is what we're doing, and the owner at Passion was like, I don't know, but you know what I mean, like I'm gonna ride out and see what happens. You got the reset button.
So he was willing to reset and let y'all try again.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. Which was a blessing in and of itself, but
right.
The same result happened. Like, so we started the following week. We didn't get anybody in there until Halloween of that year. How long that took? Like that, and that was like we did slightly better on average in those, we said July, August, September, October. Damn. In those 4 months.
So he ran Tuesday night. That's 4. That's almost 20 Tuesdays probably before he was that patient. He was. I mean, he didn't have nothing. Nobody was coming and was like, "Yeah, I see you got a week night. What's up?" Like nobody showed up to do that. Right. And if somebody had done that, yeah, we would have been out of a job a lot sooner. But thank goodness that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing everything we're supposed to do. Like, you know what I mean? We're putting the flyers out. We're doing snipes. Like, we're doing the hand-to-hand combat. We talking to people. We doing all types of legal and illegal shit to get this thing cracking. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. We're soliciting on private property and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you remember how the street promo game was. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was way analog back then. Right. No social media, nothing like that. Like the best you got was MySpace, and then that, whatever. So. All right, let's fast forward into the middle of this and then to the middle of the event because we got a lot to cover. So we booked this act called First Team. First Team. And First Team, they were some friends of mine. You know what I mean? They were like, yeah, we got this group we just put together and da-da-da-da-da, and we want to, we got some rapidy raps and we want to perform at your spot. I'm like, shit. At this point, I'm on average of like 35 people a week. So like at this point, man, you could have told me I pulled swords out of my mouth. Like I'd have been like, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Like whatever's clever at this point. Like, you got cats that are coming in and like, they're kicking their 16s that they don't really want to battle. You know what I'm saying? Scary. And when we put when I put the whole thing together, it was, the only question I had posed to the rest of the squad was, we've all been to MC battles, right? So it's like, what do, you know what I'm saying? What does every MC battle have? And, MCs, a DJ, a panel of judges. Right. In some cases, a ringer. Like the promoter puts somebody in there, if there's a cash prize, the promoter puts somebody in there that he knows can spit decently. Right. And make that guy the winner. If all else all fails, the time. Yeah, and then pay him something at the end of the night for his time and trouble. Right. So we wrote all these things down, and you know what I'm saying. And so the idea was we're doing none of that. Like we were literally the anti freestyle battle show. Oh. Like everything is gone. And so the whole idea, all right, so it ain't hip hop without the DJ, but let's put the live band in. Oh, yeah. Let's not, fuck judges. Let the room decide. Yep. Everybody that comes in the room, they know what they like and know what they don't like. Yep. So let's put it on the audience. Keep the audience engaged. Yep. Instead of judges,
applause. So I went and bought a little sound meter from Radio Shack.
Right.
We called it the Truth. And everything else was just a build upon. We just kept building and kept building. And then, first team came in and performed, and they invited like 60 people to come in and check them out. Yeah. So 60 people on top of the 37 we got makes for a nice looking room.
Especially in Apache.
Yeah, it looks packed.
Right.
It ain't packed. Like, Apache Hole is billed as a just under 500 max capacity venue.
Right.
We're not even, we're scratching 100 at this time. But the we're all sticklers about the presentation. So the presentation is always key with us. And I'm still a firm believer in it. Like, you can have the dopest concert in the world, but like if the presentation is bullshit, nobody's going to support it.
Right.
Like, people want to pay their money, their hard-earned money, to be entertained.
Right.
And if you're not giving them something that they can take with them and take home and hold on to for at least the next 24 hours, you failed as a promoter and an event producer. Like, you failed. So our thing was, how can we build something that's going to have people come in, experience, and take away from and hold on to it for 6 days?
And want to come back the next week.
And want to come back. Like 6 days, like not 24 hours, not 1 day, 6 days. Wow. And so we just kept, like the next week, so we did our presentation, we did our production, it went together well. The band got paid, like we took care of the people that take care of us, which is another rule. We don't charge people to fucking enter the battle. You want a battle, it's all a coalition of the willing. Like, right. If no MC step up, then I guess the band is going to keep playing and playing and playing until somebody steps up, or the DJ's going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning until somebody decides they want to step on stage. And it's fun, and it's a battle for bragging rights.
So the format was, you're in the room, you got this night, it's a Tuesday night, you got the band popping, you got the crowd excited, you got an audience of fans, you also got an audience of rappers, so you got a mix of everybody. It's random as far as who's next, like step up and battle and see who you face.
Yep, list.
And the first person to touch the mic or something like that go first. I forgot what it was. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
First to clutch, first to bust. First to touch, first to crush. That's it. Real simple. Well, we thought it was simple. Everybody, thought this was some. We got looks like we were aliens or some shit. Like, we were from outer space at some point, But, like, we kept doing it, and word of mouth traveled, and, it got over to the college campuses, and, they started coming over, and people around the city started coming through, and
I started seeing knockoffs as the years went on. There was people, I forgot which one. One was in Stone Mountain or Decatur, and they had the championship belt or something. And I cannot remember the name of that. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of copycat stuff started happening.
Yeah, but it happens. Like, you got something good when imitations or knockoffs of it start showing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, for us, we're such sticklers with this hip hop shit and such culturalists. Like, that was the one thing that we hated. And like, damn, dog, like, you can't come up with your own shit. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, there's a sign on the door, no biting allowed. Like, nigga, this is a clear form of biting. Like, all the kids bite now, but like back then, like, in the era that we grew up in, as kids growing up in, like, shit, man, that shit got you fucked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you stole my style, pal. You know what I mean? Like, that was it. So what this did for us was, like I said, like, we saw, all the other promoters that were doing events that looked, moved, breathed like Mike Club, but weren't Mike Club.
Right.
There's an X factor that made Mike Club what it was, and that's love. Like, we tried to give people love.